Good morning, it's Jimmy, and welcome to our information segment for today. News history. Back to the past, Bill from 1821.
Okay, so just last week, guys, Moses Austin, behind me, was granted a huge tract of land for an American colony. As you can see, he's been wanting this piece of land for quite a while now, hoping to start a U.S. colony and expanding it.
That was one of our greatest segments of that year, even though later Moses died, leaving his son, Stephen Austin, to keep his dream alive. Continuing in the whole Texas dilemma, going back to Bill of 1827.
Yep. Here we have one of the 297 families, or down here we call them the Old 300. And how is it here with your 90 slaves, Jerry Grosse? Okay. Well, the majority of us are from the Trans-Appalachian South, so we have all gotten along. It's good so far. We're all farmers, I believe. We've been attracted here by Stephen to colonize Texas, and that's hard to pass up. All right, heard it firsthand here, folks. They're happy down here in Texas. Story of the year, down once in Texas again, and they're really quite a funny pack of people. All right, yep, you got it, Jimmy. There are around 25,000 Americans, well, only 4,000 Tejano Mexican Texans. The Americans are starting to gain friction between the Tejanos because they don't like the documents being in Spanish, and they don't like taking orders from Mexican officials, not even mentioning outlawed slavery. Tejanos are also unhappy with the Americans because they don't want them, and they shun their way of life. Quite a story down there. Almost enough tension to create war. Alright, so since 1830, the Mexicans have closed Texas from further immigration. Now, in 1833, Stephen has gone to the government claiming that he should be the new head. He's put in jail and given a 2-year sentence. Breaking news, 1835 edition. Stephen Austin gets out of jail, and you won't believe what happens next. Well, don't we all love clickbait? The Texans are rising up in revolt to get Texas now that they have Stephen back, and they're planning to overpower the Mexicans and claim U.S. soil. Claim Texas as U.S. soil. The Mexicans are led by Santa Anna. And this year, the war has begun. We go to Bill. Alright guys, I've been staking out San Antonio, and Santa Anna's troops are surrounding it. The Mexicans are defending a town called the Alamo. So they're being led by Davy Crockett, and they look as if they plan to defend it, even though they have only around 180 people versus Santa Anna's 6,000. The past 12 days, Alright, so Santa Anna's troops have gotten into San Antonio. They're defending it. The Mexicans are attacking a town called the Alamo. And the Americans are being led by Davy Crockett to defend it, and they plan to defend it, even though they only have around 180 people versus Santa Anna's 6,000. The past 12 days, I have been staking the site out, seeing with them, huddling with the Americans. And here they go. Here's the attack. Whoa! All the men are being surrounded and attacked, and attacking the Alamo, and the Mexicans prevail. I have to run now. Remember the Alamo! Hope you get out of there alive, Bill. 1836. We will always remember the Alamo, and now Texans are enraged at the killing of every man there. Sam Houston is leading his troops deeper into Texas in hopes of making the Mexicans, led by Santa Anna, less supplied and battle ready. Alright guys, so here we are, up at dawn. Santa Anna's predicted the Texans to attack, so he has ordered his troops to stay up all night. No attack has come yet. We are waiting until the afternoon. Remember the Alamo. That's all I can say after the huge surprise attack that caught the Mexicans off guard and captured Santa Anna. A huge win for the U.S. in its path to get Texas. This has meant a pretty vital turning point in a war that has never really started, so I will be pretty confident that the war is ours, as well as Texas. Mexico has not fully accepted the loss of territory, but by no means do they own anything in it. The Americans are now in control of Texas. 45. Down to Bill for what is hopefully the last of this Texas news. Thanks, Jimmy. So, Texas has remained independent for the last 10 years, but with the election of James K. Polk, who believes greatly in expanding the U.S., Texas is becoming a state. It will be the 28th state of the U.S., and one in which there will be many more as we push west.